Hello, everybody. It's quite the interesting times we find ourselves in today. It's a Blackout Tuesday. Hashtag Blackout Tuesday. Make sure to post your black picture on Instagram, otherwise you're racist. So, Bitcoin fixes all this stuff. Don't worry. Bitcoin fixes racism. It fixes homelessness. It fixes marriages. It fixes your broken leg. Bitcoin can fix that. So that's what we're here talking about. Bitcoin. So it's a Bitcoin show. Obviously, we're on a Bitcoin show. But crazy times, right? I kind of like coronavirus stuff before and how it relates and how Bitcoin relates. And that's what we're going to do now. And so Bitcoin fixes this is a meme that's been around for a long time. It's like, oh, we have problems. Well, Bitcoin fix this. Turned to a big meme. And so, and the world's on fire. New York, the whole country has police around. If you're in Bitcoin, you're usually more on the libertarian side if you're like deep into it. And so I think that's something that the crypto community, no matter what coin you're in, can kind of rally around, is that, hey, Bitcoin can actually like solve some of these problems, but sometimes people take it too far. Bitcoin ain't gonna keep your shop from getting looted by any means. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it. So if you're just for crypto, well, stick around for the first half hour. So here's one. Oh, this chat is quite active. It doesn't expire, do it? Okay, I'm gonna turn that off for now. It's kind of in the way. Oop. So here's something new. So Venezuela obviously has the petro, and it's the currency controlled by the state of Venezuela, because their currency sucks and it hyperinflates. And so, you know, if your currency sucks physically, so just make it digital, right? And it's not really cryptocurrency because it's completely centrally controlled. Anyways, there's obviously people to advise the dictatorship on dictatorship. Is it technically a dictatorship? What is it nowadays, right? So this guy, he's called the crypto czar, right? And he was the superintendent. He's now on the FBI's most wanted list. And there's $5 million for information they need to his arrest. So if you see this guy on Twitter tweeting that Petro fixes this, hit him up. You can hit the FBI up. You might get five big ones. So we finally have an answer to the longest question. Why would anybody need an AR-15? Yes. Yes. So this is Bitcoin today. I don't know if you saw this, but it went up over 10,000. So good job, Bitcoin. And then it went below. And this is your classic Bart pattern. So you can clearly see Bart Simpson's hair in this. So, you know, Bitcoin does not fix volatility. That is inherent to Bitcoin. And some other news. You should wear a face mask during sex. Yeah, because, you know, coronavirus is around. So it's very important. Rapid fire. So this is an interesting article that I stumbled upon. I followed this guy for a while. I actually don't know how to say his name. Cass PNC. So he was trying to figure out Tether, right, and Bitfinex. Bitfinex was once the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, but where is it? And so they have all of these basically like shell corporations and shell corporations and shell corporations. And so they have some addresses listed on their stuff, and they're in Hong Kong. And so Cass actually went to Hong Kong to try and find this place. And this was the registered address. It was a construction site in 2018. No tenants, no signage, nothing. Bitfinex, what are you doing? So there's no physical address. There's no physical anything for this exchange, one of the most popular exchanges in the world. So strange, right? So strange. And so he went to Hong Kong. And then this is the second address. And this was one of the companies. It was called Proxy Management Consultants. It's literally it has proxy in the name, so at least they're literal about it. So that's Bitfinex. There's like no, So too many of these details may come across as banal or trivial, but that continues to be my motivation for asking for answers from Finex. This group of companies has over 10 billion in assets as of writing, yet no one can provide a location where you can find executives or even a receptionist. There's no one to answer if the money were to go missing. There's nowhere to even voice a complaint. There's no one and nothing to hold responsible. And so obviously Bitfinex and Tether are basically the same thing. And so this the Tether saga continues, right? There's no physical Bitfinex and Rainbow CEA. That's possible. Very possible. And you know who loves Bitfinex? Blockstream. Speaking of Blockstream, so I just stumbled upon this tweet today, very weird. And so some guy said, "Tell me why you're mad at Ethereum." And the CEO of Blockstream shit posted, I guess you could call it shit posting. The price of caveat emptor global market, often with self-regulation, is calling out scams in rating technology. Rating. He's rating Ethereum. Rating massively pre-mined shitcoin with the emoji because it's cute. With inferior clown show tech, security dumpster fire, powered by news flow unicorn rainbow human greed, and undelivered aspirations of the naive. Thanks, Adam. Thanks for your shit posts. Like, thanks, dude. Would Satoshi do this? Do you still think this is Satoshi after he shit talks with using emojis? Would Satoshi do this? Is a real question. And so this is the cringe. And so this is floating around. This is a Photoshop of Niraj, but this is the actual picture right here. It's just some guy at a protest saying, "Bitcoin will save us." And I was like, you knew somebody was going to do it, right? Like, somebody was definitely going to do it. And here he is. Here's the guy. Here's the guy. And so, like, how does that come about? Like, there's these protests, and Bitcoin will save us. And so, what's that thought process? And so, here's a simple take on it: is that Bitcoin subverts power from the state because the state prints money and it can spend money on whatever it wants, and it can print as much as it wants, right? And so, if the world is run by Bitcoin instead of the US dollar, then governments can't do that as much, right? And so, hodl, I guess. And so that's the thought process, right? And so, no, yes, racism is real. No, Bitcoin will not stop racism. And we'll get into all that shit later. I have much more to say about all that, for sure. And so, some more shit posts. Francis says he should sell his block list. And I'm on that. So, yeah, it's a valuable block list. So, yeah, you should definitely sell that and go for a big, pretty penny. USD literally has white slave owners on it. Convince me it's not racist money. Pure rock, our little man. What? No. Money's money, bro. Yeah, it's a picture of some guy that... Horrible takes. You get into racism and, like, everybody just, like, goes like, "Oh, I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist." Like, dude, it's nuanced. There's white slave owners on money, and now it's racist money. Come on, get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Oh god, this is just cringe. Magical Crypto Friends. Everybody knows Magical Crypto Friends. Bitsy is an exchange who they're basically in bed with now. So it's Bitfinex now and Bitsy. BTSE, and so learn how to trade at bitsy.com/magical crypto. Like, what grown man with millions who would sign up? Is this a course? It's just trade. It's a referral link. It's a referral link. No, it's just so cringe, man. And more cringe. Put Blockstream propaganda on a baby. At least you can see the baby's face. So props. And so, yeah, I went into, before we get into what Bitcoin fixes. And so this is from Rusty Russell. He's a Bitcoin core developer. I think he does some Lightning stuff as well. But exchanges are another enemy of Bitcoin, right? And so why are exchanges the enemy of Bitcoin, you may ask? It's because they have other coins besides BTC. And so, well, he does make some valid points, like exchanges make money on trading, not buying and hodling, holding. Buying and holding, he didn't type hodl. Basically, they want more and more pairs, right? So there's more and more volume. And so, and of course, he has to mention he thought exchanges were incompetent because most can't do fresh addresses. Russell's one of the top devs for Starket. What? You talking about Lightning? I want my chat box back. it's okay there. Maybe move it over a little bit. And anyways, they can't batch their outgoing transactions. They can't pay competent fee rates, and they can't do replace by fee or use SegWit. So, you know, all RBF or SegWit soft forks things, they're not in the protocol. So, like, yeah, maybe they don't want to do it. I mean, they don't have to. Like, who gives a shit, right? But if they don't batch, they clog the network, and that's horrible. And anyways, he just says exchanges suck because they have everything besides Bitcoin. So don't send anyone to exchange, especially on a market-leading one. Find some service that actually wants to sell them Bitcoin, like Cash App or Swan Bitcoin. And did I mention? I did mention on my stream last time that you can send BTC from Cash App for free, and they'll pay for your transaction fee. I'm not saying do this. I mean, you totally can. I guess it's like agorism, right? Agorism is the peaceful way of reaching anarchy by subverting the state's money system, right? So this is how you use Bitcoin. So dark markets, anything that doesn't get taxed is essentially, oops, darkness. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, speed is lightning. Okay, so anyways, if you want to send BTC to Cash App and back, like between two people's Cash Apps, I would guess they'd eventually catch on. But when they pay for next block fee, right? And they do batch with like 10 other people. So I did it for like an hour or so, and I got 10 different transactions, 10 different withdrawals, and I was with about 10 different people every time. And it was about $6 or $7 per transaction. So overall, they paid like $6 for me to withdraw $12. So the price you pay for a user experience. And so I literally just searched Bitcoin fixes this, and we're just going to go through a bunch of them. Okay, so these are pre-protests, so they don't get too crazy. I mean, I'm still torn about this chat right here. Just subsidizing BTC, Jack subsidized BTC, is that pretty much? I mean, like, I don't know how else to describe it, like, because I literally don't know how else to describe it, because like the user experience would suck if you had to pay for the transaction fee. So Jack pays for it. Like, that's literally what it is. And so I guess I can zoom out a little bit. There we go. Social investment habits badly need reform. I don't know when the first mention of Bitcoin fixes was. I feel like that would have been really hard to find. And so think about how much time and energy is spent evaluating and deciding on investment opportunities. Now think about that time and energy going in producing goods and services. Bitcoin fixes this. What? Like, does that make, like, just read that in your head for a second and then like tell me if that makes sense. Societal investment habits badly need reform. So apparently Bitcoin is going to give you information about investments, unless Bitcoin is the only investment. And then you can free up your time thinking about investments because you have Bitcoin, and then you can produce more goods and services, because that makes sense. Anyway, great take from less than a month ago. Next, Bitcoin fixes this. The average lifespan of fiat is 27 years. The average span of reserve currency is 100 years. Why? They're subject to human corruption and manipulation. And if you think Bitcoin BTC doesn't have corruption and manipulation, you're special. Bitcoin decentralizes power. Well, no, not BTC. It's such like a congrats to astronauts that left Earth a couple days ago. Good choice. Yeah, smart. So Bitcoin decentralizes power, and I guess when it comes to miners, but there's a dev team that controls what goes into the code, and especially on Core when they're the only reference implementation of BTC. That's a centralized repo, right? Somebody at the end of the day says yes or no. And you could call it open source, decentralized, or whatever, but not really. Not really. It's just clickbait. America has experienced a multicolor rainbow slave revolt. 100 million Americans live on slave wages. Bitcoin fixes this. Max Kaiser. So apparently, if you live on slave wages, just buy Bitcoin and you're not a fucking living on slavery. Like, no. See, at least the reasonable one here is, you're talking sense. You're talking stupid when Luke Dash Jr. speaks sense into you. Bitcoin does not fix this. No, it does not. If anything, Bitcoin's going to increase inequality. I mean, this is another argument, right? Bitcoin increasing wealth inequality, because you have hodlers that are going to get rich and rich, and then I guess the only way it would make sense is if the top USD holders didn't have any Bitcoin and the USD went to like 0, right? I guess then they're on the even playing field, but no, it's not. That's not no, Bitcoin doesn't fix that. Bitcoin, okay, so this is from yesterday. So it's a policeman kicking the dude over. Bitcoin fixes that. How? So this is kind of the whole thesis, right? Re-architects the underlying incentives in society away from the extreme larceny practiced in the fiat system to the individual sovereignty of the Bitcoin system. Escape the slave mentality today by Bitcoin. And Bitcoin ain't going to get rid of police. Bitcoin is not going to get rid of police. Again, the only thing it can do is if it completely takes over the USD. And this is like years and years away and will never happen if you're just only hodling, of course, right? Because you need, if you got money, if you don't use it, it's not proper money. That's how money works. Bitcoin fixes that, though. Bitcoin fixes. Oh, you're getting hit by a policeman? You should have just bought Bitcoin, you idiot. This one's obviously a joke. Bitcoin fixes this. A couple of short face. So yeah, it's obviously a meme at this point. And so the juicy stuff. So the way white people generalize entire races makes me say it's buy Bitcoin. Yeah, that sums it up pretty nicely. And so Bitcoin fixes a lot of things, but it does not fix racism. So good on you, Lolly, right? And so we ask you to join us in supporting the Black community as you fight for freedom and equality for all. Well, guess what? Laws say everybody is free and equal. That's happened many, many times. And see our blog for a list of resources to help promote real positive change. Okay, what's your resources? Let's check it out, Lolly. And if you didn't know what Lolly is, there's some they do some lightning thing. There's some lightning service. That's why I talk about them right now. You give you free Bitcoin rewards when you shop at 750 top merchants on a mission to make Bitcoin accessible to all through the Lightning Network, because nobody can all use the main chain at the same time. Or you get a little bit of Bitcoin. Okay, Lolly's the one where you pay for something in Bitcoin and then you get a little bit of Bitcoin back on 750 stores. And so what are your resources? Sign petitions, text call, donate, vote. More resources. And so this whole protest that's going on right now, this whole riot, I don't step on anybody's toes, but I'm gonna. Virtue signaling is off the charts. As somebody said, this is the worst virtue signaling you've seen since Collin 2012. Remember Collin 2012 when there was black kids in Africa and black child soldiers in Africa, and Collin was the bad guy, and he and everybody's like, we gotta get this Collin guy, Collin 2012, and they posted it everywhere. That was probably the first viral thing, but now it's Black Lives Matter. And I'm not saying Black Lives don't matter, but if you say all lives matter, you're racist, because there's a history of systematic racism in this country. And so what's the solution? So I've tried to figure out what do Black Lives Matter want, right? What do they want? Do they want, like, what do they really want? What's their end goal, right? Reparations? Like, do they want to get stimulus checks that white people don't get, right? That's racist. Anything that benefits solely black people is Did Coney ever win the presidency? I don't think he did win. And so somebody once told me you can't be racist against white people. And I was like, yo, that's racist. And it's really stuck with me, you know. White people can't be racist. I want one concrete example of systematic racism. One. I got some stats for you. You want to check out some systematic stats? So let's look at. So. Okay, here we go. So white people in the USA are 72% of the people. Black people are 12.6%. Okay. And then let's go to the crime stats. Oh God, here we go. First goal should not be getting killed by a police over a fake 20 blah, blah, blah. And so yes, Black Lives Matter. Yes, of course they matter. But the issue is the police. When there's literally a stat that says number of people shot to death by police, and sure, maybe some of them were aggravating police and threatening them, but obviously numbers don't tell the whole story. And so we look at this, and there's about 400 white people a year, which honestly is, I mean, isn't that much really, right? I mean, you obviously see the graphic ones on YouTube, and then you get angry, and especially if it's a black guy, and about 200 blacks, right? You can say half. So half. So double as many white people, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times as many. So obviously there's more per capita per number of black people getting shot by police. Okay. And then you look at the crime statistics. Oh God. See, this is when all of a sudden you're racist now, right? Now I'm a racist. So here's the percent distribution. So murder and manslaughter, 53% are committed by blacks. So the rape one ain't looking too good. So again, 72% is white. Okay. I should probably get off YouTube now. Go to Twitch only. Flagged. You're on the FBI site. Black Lives Matter. Why are you on the FBI site? Oh God. Anyways, the moral of the story is that maybe some of the black people were trying to murder more, because that's literally what the stats say. So they got killed more. That's all I'm saying. All lives matter. Black lives matter. White lives matter. Yellow lives matter. Red lives matter. Purple lives matter. Blue lives matter. Everybody's lives matter. And so what's the solution? Agorism. Using Bitcoin, subverting the state through finance, through Bitcoin, right? And that's how you do it. You take the power away. And so yes, Bitcoin does fix this. In the overall scheme of things, it's not going to solve riots overnight, but peer-to-peer cash solves this, not BTC. BTC ain't going to fix shit. Peer-to-peer cash will fix this. And that's my thesis. I don't know. Peer-to-peer cash does fix this in the overall scheme of things. But to do that, you have to... sadly, Bitcoin doesn't fix this. And, of course, get this fucking chat box. Horrible idea. Satoshi Adam back says, maybe it does if we zoom out. Wrong Bitcoin, guy. Wrong Bitcoin. Nano. There's always nano shields. That's the dream. So Chase Bank was set on fire. I need to find who tweeted it. It was like, it's gotta be in my likes. Here, let me find it real quick. And so, wow, we're taking down a Chase Bank branch. Good job. And there's definitely agitators at these protests. But yeah. I'm racist. Sorry, guys. I have a couple black friends. Some of my best friends are black. Fuck off. Okay. Here's the one. Real scooter economy. Right? Versus scooter stock market. Oh, looking good. Yeah, nobody's scooting. Oh, yeah. So these guys are cleaning the Chase Bank for free. Bitcoin is doomed. Right? And so be your own bank. But people are still going to outsource their banking. So Peer-to-peer cash fixes this again, but BTC does not fix this. And that's it. That's what I gotta say. Oh, sorry, YouTube chat. Until I'm missing it. Per capita, who is the highest? Thanks, Mom. Mom's back.
I got the rash cream you needed. See you soon.
Thanks, Mom. Appreciate that rash cream. Needed it. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for the spice, Mom. Always looking out. Always looking out. So, dozens of health and disease experts have signed an open letter in support of the nationwide anti-racism protests. White supremacy is a lethal public health issue that predates and contributes to COVID-19. So apparently these same people that said, hey, you gotta stay inside, you gotta stay 6 feet apart, and now they have to virtue signal and say, hey, racism sucks and it's worse than coronavirus, so yeah, go ahead, man, go protest and spread the coronavirus. It's all bullshit, man. It's all fucking facade. It's all some. And then white supremacy, like, yeah, no shit, white people are in charge. They've been in America longer. You'll see white people in charge of Africa. Jesus Christ. And so, yeah, what do they want? They want to replace the white man, right? They want to replace the white man because the system is oppressive because there's white people that have more things than I do. Like, what? Happy Pride Month, fellow humans. George Floyd beat up a pregnant woman in 2009. She had a miscarriage. Hey, rest in peace, George Floyd. Happy Pride Month, fellow humans. It is me, Corporation. I too am a gay, as shown by the rainbow icon. I care deeply about your cause. Please purchase my products and consume my media. Proof above. Oh god. Is that one of those red pill links? I don't do those. How do you do? Communist premise. You know, I'm something of a homosexual myself. Oh man, so on Instagram now they there's a thing called watch this sec. There's a thing called Blackout Tuesday, right? Blackout Tuesday. Bitcoin fixes Blackout Tuesday. That's my new Twitch. If you're on YouTube, about to head over to Twitch exclusively. I'm probably have some hotter take. Bitcoin fixes Blackout Tuesday. Yeah, that's genius. Of course, Bitcoin fixes Blackout Tuesday. It's just you just post a square, a black square, right? And you stand in solidarity with Black Lives Matter, right? And of course, Black Lives Matter. White Lives Matter. I have a white dog. I have a black dog. They're both wonderful. You know, I don't like one or the other. But the white dog has been around longer. I don't know where I'm going with that. Where was I? Oh yeah, the black box. Virtue signal, right? If you don't virtue signal and say, as a white man, oh man, there's gotta be one in here. Oh yeah, here's one. Speaking of dogs.
I work for Black Lives Matter. Excuse me. Hey, excuse me. I work for Black Lives Matter.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I work for Black Lives Matter. I'm sorry that I scared you.
That's okay.
But since I work for that company, my CEO has told me to come out today and to bring you on your knees because you have white privilege. So if they see that a white person is getting on their knees, that shows solidarity for the situation. And could you just please apologize for your white privilege?
Has to be fake.
Just apologize?
I am.
Yeah.
Words to say, because that's a big thing to say.
It's big.
That comes from,
It's large in this country.
I'm incredibly sorry that.
You know, with this country, we have that president, Donald Duck, that clown in office. You know, he's brought a lot of bigotry, and you're not a part of it, right?
No, God, jeez.
No. And so, you know,
Thank
just...
you for letting me have a moment with my project.
Okay, you have a great day.
Is it real? I don't know, but it could be real. That's the thing. Like I know a couple people that probably do that shit, right? Like I'm in solidarity with you, bitch. Why I don't have to apologize for my great I don't know how many greats grandpa enslaving your great grandpa. What? It's not my deal. It's not my deal. Sorry. Sorry. There's been too many generation changes for me to care about slavery. Yes, slavery is horrible. God, slavery is horrible. It should never happen. But not me. Not me. Sorry. Sorry. Not me. Not me. Not me. Okay, so this one, this is probably my favorite one of all of them. Sorry.
Why are you on We're on your side! We're on your side!
What's up?
Holy shit! We're on your side! We're on your fucking side!
We're on your side. We're on your side. What's up? One bacon? One bacon? One bacon? Is that what it is? One bacon? One bacon. We're on your side. We're on your side. We're on your side. Oh, here's a good. Here's a fresh one. Kilobyte can. 1 kilobyte can. Oh, duh. 1 kilobyte can. I am mixed race, but kind of light skinned. Do I have white privilege? You have best of both worlds. Actually, it's 1 drop. It's 1 drop. Sorry, you can be part of Black Lives Matter. You don't have to apologize. You're fine. It's 1 drop. Jesus. Okay, so I'm gonna end this on YouTube before it gets too hot takes. If you enjoyed the show, you're welcome, I guess. Sorry, that's kind of weird to say. If you didn't, sorry, it was too political, but it's not all anybody's ever talking about. And again, peer-to-peer cash fixes over the long term. BTC does not, because BTC is a piece of shit. And that's what I always say in my show, because it's true. So, anyways, I'm gonna keep going on Twitch. So I'm gonna put that in the YouTube chat. Come hang out with me on there. It's nice. And they have forklifts. Yeah, I'll play it for you, YouTube. You're welcome. Go get him, boy. Okay. All right. Bye, YouTube. Go on Twitch. Love you. Too hot takes for YouTube. Sorry.